Issue 116. We start out with the president of Station Square telling Bunny and Sonic that Eggman is constructing a new, super artificial body. So how did anything in his mind survive the explosion at Robotropolis when it happened too quickly for him to upload his mind to another body? At least I assume. Well, because we need a reason for Eggman to come back, that's why. Certain plot holes are just mandatory for the comic to go on, like why they haven't found Knothole or destroyed it really quickly. Rouge, one of the President's best agents, was sent there nearly 12 hours ago to stop Eggman, but hasn't been heard from since. Sonic asks why the President didn't just call him and Bunny in the first place. The President then makes himself look pathetic by begging for forgiveness in a failed attempt at comedy that's just awkward, and Bunny flies while carrying Sonic to the ruins of old Megapolis, which is small compared to new Megapolis north of here. The President had given Sonic the coordinates of Eggman's factory, although I don't remember him ever doing that. And then Sonic asks, but where's Rogue? I guess I can at least understand that spelling mistake because it's very common with Rouge. Bunny says that she'll go find Rouge while Sonic will take care of Eggman. Sonic then runs down the side of a skyscraper like he's doing parkour in Lost World and dodges some missiles that imply that he must be near Eggman because the automatic defense systems are working. Sonic leads the Hedgehog-seeking missiles to the subway system so that they would explode, and finds Eggman in his ridiculous, pathetic-looking new metal body. Why isn't he even trying to make it look like his old one? At first I thought Sonic got knocked out by being interrupted in his time-wasting quip by a metal arm, but fortunately he immediately starts taunting Eggman with his super speed, creating after-images of himself, causing Eggman to complain that his arm is killing him because he programmed his body to be able to feel pain, despite making it so rushed that it looks terrible. Eggman is then finished off easily by Sonic putting dynamite in his mouth. Where'd he even get that? What is this, a Bugs Bunny cartoon? Meanwhile, we see Rouge behind some electricity in a nice red and black outfit, thinking that she got zapped while flying through the city's defense grid, and she has to find a way to escape the high-tech jail cell she's trapped in. She then assumes after Bunny saves her that she was programmed by Eggman to license dice, whatever that means, and attacks her, starting this whole pointlessly long fight just because Bunny's a cyborg. You'd think it'd be obvious to Rouge that Eggman wouldn't stop at just roboticizing a little of someone. Besides, isn't Bunny supposed to be world famous? I mean, you'd think she would be. Don't tell me Rouge has paranoia as a main character flaw too. I'm already sick of it from Jeffrey and Robin. After what seems like forever, Sonic finally is able to step in and act as the mediator. And then the story just ends with the two girls being embarrassed as they wasted their time. The next story has us see a younger Knuckles and Locke watching some non-echidnas going into the Chaos Chamber. After Locke goes in it without Knuckles and makes him cry, the green present-day Knuckles shows up, having time traveled to when he was 8 years old, and naturally he asks himself why the hell he'd want to remember any of this, while I wonder why young Knuckles isn't able to see or hear him. Knuckles says that maybe something his dad said hit him like a loop, and had him remembering something from his past, causing him to accidentally time travel there from his omnipotence. Then he finds Robotnik scout bots in the Chaos Chamber who say that they need a power source, and ignore Locke when he reasonably suggests that the solar cells in Hydro City would be a suitable alternative. Wait, if Eggman's robots knew about Angel Island and its power source for that long, then I guess I can only assume that it's been Locke who's single-handedly been preventing Eggman from taking over Angel Island over and over again. One of the robots says that their programming orders them to seize any power source, and after young Knuckles tries to attack the robot from above, Knuckles realizes why he doesn't remember this, because he got hit in the head from it and humiliated. This causes Locke to finally think to do something to protect the Emerald instead of reasoning with robots, destroying them with green magic that shocks them, I guess. Locke explains that when he projected his consciousness onto the Chaos Emerald, it became a conduit for draining their power circuits. Don't you mean conductor? Conduit means driven in French. I'm surprised they didn't notice the spelling mistake since they had to look at the word again to put it in bold. Anyways, after that memory that reminds Knuckles that with great power comes great responsibility, which he could have figured out on his own, the story ends with Knuckles being told by Constable Remington that they may have a lead to Dimitri. That was pointless. That could be said about most of this issue, actually. The only one that was completely non-pointless was the first story by Benny Lee, which had Sonic defeat Eggman's inexplicable new body pathetically easily, considering I was expecting him to be knocked out and have a lot more challenge. Considering the dynamite was the whole reason Eggman was defeated, I really would have liked to at least be told by Sonic where he got it afterwards, if not at all. The second story by Carl Bullers was about Rouge getting into a long, pointless fight with Bunny, even though she saved her from the cell just because she's a cyborg. I mean, really? Eggman is known for making cyborg slaves, and Bunny saved her from the cell. How paranoid is she that she just assumed Bunny was leading her into a trap? And Bunny never tried to explain anything because she probably assumed Rouge was too evil to bother with, but since the fight was stopped by Sonic just saying a sentence, the whole thing makes them look like idiots. I was expecting their fight to actually be for a good reason. Now, I guess watching a fight can be fun on its own, but not in a comic. A comic is just a bunch of still images. How is that really satisfying, exciting action scene? And the third story by Ken Penders is totally pointless, being a flashback by Knuckles to his childhood with no real plot progression. I don't think we needed a whole science explanation on how Locke zapped those robots. That was totally unnecessary and confusing. It just has Knuckles look like he was totally incompetent as an 8-year-old, when that couldn't have been that much younger than when he first met Sonic. Really, this whole story is just a demonstration of how overly dragged out the Green Knuckles arc is with padding.